Hey guys, I'm Phoebe.
I'm Kendra.
And this is our semester project for physics.
First topic, scientific method.
Oh hi, didn't see you there. The first step is observation, which is using one of your 5 senses.
The second step is asking questions of what you observed. Whose horse is that?
The third step is hypothesis, and that's a prediction. And I predict that is Kodos.
The fourth step is experiment, and we're going to ask this dog what her name is. What is your name?
The fifth step is analyzing our data, and from what our data tells us, her name is Kodos.
The last step is conclusion, and that is, did our data support our hypothesis? And I think it did, yes.
An independent variable is the one that's being changed.
The dependent variable is the one that's being measured.
And the control variable is constant.
And slope of a line is rise over run. Freefall is an object in motion only under the influence of gravity.
The force of gravity on Earth is 9.8 meters per second.
Doesn't have to be done.
Old has it, Tom. It's wise. They're doing the right thing.
Equilibrium is when all forces are equally balanced.
And these are the types of forces.
Applied. Normal. Gravity. Tension.
Applied is a push or pull created by someone touching something.
Normal is a push created by contact with a surface.
Gravity is a pull on an object due to the gravitational field.
Tension is a pull created by a rope, string, or cord.
Net force is the sum of all the forces acting on an object.
Force of gravity is also known as weight. So say you want to go from meters to centimeters, and you have 5. That would be 500 centimeters converted. Hey Kendra, what does inertia mean?
Inertia is the tendency to resist change in motion. Hey Phoebe, what's distance?
Distance is the measurement of length between 2 points.
Displacement is the overall change in position.
So say I run 5 miles north, and then I run 5 miles south. The total distance I traveled is 10 miles. So when I ran my marathon back there, my displacement was actually 5 miles north. So my total displacement was actually 0.
So velocity is displacement over time, and speed is distance over time.
Acceleration is the rate of change in velocity.
3 ways an object can have acceleration.
Speeding up. Slowing down. Changing direction. So say you drop a piece of paper and a tennis ball at the same time. The tennis ball is going to land first because of this thing called air resistance.
Yeah.
These are Newton's 3 laws of motion. The first law is an object in motion will stay in motion and an object at rest will stay at rest unless acted upon by another force.
Newton's second law is force equals mass times acceleration.
The third law is for every action there's an equal and opposite reaction. Hey Kendra, what's the equation you use to calculate force?
Force equals mass times acceleration. Hey, what's mass?
Mass is the amount of matter an object contains.
Weight is a measure of force exerted on an object by gravity. Hey Phoebe, how do you calculate weight?
Silly you ask. Weight is calculated by force equals mass times 9.8 meters per second squared, actually. Hey Kendra, how do you calculate tension force?
Yeah, that is tension equals mass times 9.8 meters per second squared plus mass times acceleration. Force is a push or pull. This is an example of push. This is an example of pull.
The definition of torque is a force that causes rotational motion. Hey Kendra, that's how do you calculate torque?
Yeah, so since you asked me that is torque equals force times radius.
Very cool.
Hey Phoebe, what if there are more than one tension forces acting on an object?
Silly you asked that. I do know the answer. You just divide. Hey Kendra, how can you change the amount of torque being applied to an object?
You can increase or decrease the force. Excuse me, miss. What's another way you can change the amount of torque being applied to an object?
Well, actually, you can increase or decrease the radius, just like how me and this pillow are.
Newton meters is the unit for torque. Thanks for watching our semester project for physics.